This is me. My name is Nico, and I'm from the year 6036 in GLASVALE County. This is my best friend, Clyde. When we grew up living in school together, things were great. The actual education part was only 10 hours of the day. And the remaining 14 hours of the day, we could go on adventures, create shrines to the old gods, and most importantly, eat tomato soup. My favorite.
Tomato soup was my escape on 6 days of the year when school sent us home to be with our parents. Clyde and I both had issues with our parents. One day, Clyde told me about an arcane ritual that could help.
If you heated up entity brand tomato soup for exactly 6 minutes and 12 seconds in a universal hexagram of salt from the Dead Sea, it will wash over your soul in peace and tranquility.
This allowed Clyde and I to ignore the trauma in our households and tune out the noise of Mason O'Reilly beating the telephone poles outside of our house. I did this for years, until one day the soup in the microwave, the smile, the same eerie smile as on the label. See, the brand Clyde got us. It had this face where a barcode would usually go. I was worried, but Clyde told me that the abandoned factory we were looting the soup from was probably just labeling cans like that to be alternative and edgy, and not to worry about it. He seemed more concerned with finding an emoji, living in the attic of these factories and finding out why the soup was so hard.
Anyway, it was years later. I was working at the local Harvest Grove Grocers. I hated it bad. The triple shifts were the worst. 3 shifts back to back, especially when you were scheduled to work all week.
They wouldn't even let me sleep in the parking lot pickle pile. Clyde kept telling me that we needed to revolt and that working 120-hour work weeks wasn't normal. But I thought that was just because he was the second president of Afghanistan during the communist era and director of the Afghan State Intelligence Agency.
It was around this time that Clyde left to go fight in the Revolutionary War. I never heard anyone else talking about it though, so I think maybe he just went and made weird things called RGs about it at home.
I stayed at Harvest Grove another 6 years. Every month that passed, I went to the abandoned factory and looted another crate of tomato soup just to make the pain of existence go away. The soup was delicate and savory. It blessed my body and mind with the waves of apathy, deep and flowing, needed to brave another day of living and serving at the Harvest Grove. Until one day, the soup supply had dried up. I was crestfallen. My cravings for soup became so intense, I had returned one night on my green break from a triple shift to slurp up the decadent remains splattered on a wall. But the meal was insubstantial. I burned down the old soup factory when I am done. I punished the providing walls, but they know enough. When I return to my post, my shift manager tells me a vendor we've never worked with has shipped a box to the store addressed to me. My boss gives me a most handsome raise for good work, from 6 candy corns a day to 10. The women crave me, and the men envy me, for I hold all the corns. but the smiles on the cans grew bigger. They stared into my soul. I keep devouring the concoction in accordance with the ritual, but it blesses me less and less. It was around this time I started seeing around every corner, usually when I was sleep deprived enough to write it off as a hallucination. We watched the cardboard cutout of entity in its brand suit. I knew that we had no such cutout at the shops. It moved closer when I closed one eye. I came home late one night. It was a particularly rough shift. I remember Clyde telling me he considered it abnormal that if I had to work 2 weekend triple shifts in a row, it meant I had to work 336 hours straight. But I know he's just an annoying communist about that stuff. The cutout was in my bedroom window. It was staring at me. Before, it just had that smile, but there was no more smile. No more text on the can, just a pair of sunken eyes. The tomato soup seemed to want to hurt me. I entered my home. It fatigued me, opening the set of 2,000 doors to enter my house at the end of the shift. But my teacher, Mr. Carnahan, once told me only weird and twiggy boys couldn't open the entrance of 2,000 doors. So I tried not to let it get to me, lest the whole class laugh at me again.
My mother greets me. She asks if I heard about the factory burning down. I lie and say I didn't. She asks if I knew that they made toilet blankets, not soup. I tell the truth and say I didn't. He is no longer in my room when I go up.
Clyde came home later that year. I didn't tell him I rejected the soup shipments that would arrive at Harvest Grove, or about the man who visited me. Clyde made us tomato soup the night he returned. I declined.
How do you not like tomato soup? Are you not excited?
Perhaps I no longer was. My soul stolen by the being manifested in soup. Some days, I miss it.